Oh my gosh. Today, as you can see, we have a delivery from Sapio Botanica. Isn't that a beautiful logo, don't you think? Don't you think their logo is stunning? I wonder who made it. It was me. In here, we've got Ecua Pappy, and then we've got a Dressleri crossed with a Pappy, or a Pappy crossed with a Dressleri. I'll put the original cell photo of the Pappy over here. There we go, beautiful, stunning. And then the Dressleri X Pap and or Pap X Dressleri. I will clarify it on screen. This is the sales photo for that one. And here, there we go, stunning. And now we shall see how they travelled all the way from JHB, the big Johannesburg. So without further ado, let me get right into this box. Maybe I'll put the microphone down somewhere. I'm not too sure how. I have an empty pot next to me. There we go, lovely. I have to check that it's not going to fall out. Okay. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They are very large. I'm very excited. This is probably the Pappy. And this is probably the Dress Pappy or Pappy Dress. And I'm actually going to be very surprised that this is a round pot because I know Bertie to love his square pots. And this is definitely a square pot. I can tell. Oh my. God, it's beautiful. My goodness. I can see him in the box. Okay, I think I'm going to actually open the small one first. Okay, I'm going to leave this for last. Cut my box into pieces. Ooh, he's bigger than I thought he would be. Here he is. Isn't he gorgeous? Perhaps I shall film these elsewhere and insert the footage because I don't know how good this looks right now. Okay, it's time. Da, 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 da. Is he visible in the video? Oh my gosh, I have to cut him loose. Wow. Alright, so we've also got some webbing in his sinus. I don't see mite damage. Perhaps spiders, just normal spiders. A pure boy from Ecua. I'm just going to be cleaning them off now. And Bertie is known for his amazing organic nutrient soil. I cannot grow in soil, unfortunately. And that's just me. So I will be repotting them, and I probably shouldn't be making plastic sounds while I'm speaking to you. I will be repotting them into my own substrate, which is the only substrate that I have success with, unfortunately. So that has absolutely nothing to do with Bertie's soil, and absolutely everything to do with my inability to water things properly unless they are in my mix. And that's okay. And that's okay. Every hobby that you do and everything that you do should be suited to what suits you and what works for you and what is easier for you at the end of the day. Because this is supposed to be an enjoyable hobby, is it not? So I shall probably unpackage them to the point that they are naked in the root, and then I will return and we can pot them up together. So here we have ye old bucket of water. So he is going to get, I have done nothing to the roots. The only thing I've done off camera was remove them from their little like plastic pot housings, and then obviously remove them from the actual plastic pot housings. So they're naked, you see? So I'm literally physically wiping off every leaf and then kind of looking at it, making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, and now it is the Pap's turn for a little bathing. Here we go, sir. I must wash away the little webs of your previous potatoes. Yes, regarding the webs, I did message Bertie. Bertie also employs little arachnid friends in his natural pest control regime. So, that's where these spider webs came from. while there are webs present, there was no mite damage. And that's because the webs didn't come from mites. And now we shall trim the roots, but first I shall take this up to you and I shall show you the roots. We will start with this one. Perhaps I shall attempt to attach this microphone to myself. Let me approach the bench. Oh, hello bench, here we go. Here are the McToodles. And we do have a few that are unfortunately passed away, and we shall be removing those by means of scissor. Let me just start it here. You just trim them off as close as you can to the next healthy bit of root. Roots that are dead are squishy, so you will know, and they're very limp. You get a wet rot and a dry rot. These McRoots appear to have, okay, this one looks a little bit like dry rot. I'll try and get it on my thumb. There we go. Dry rot kind of, it's flat and it looks like it was once dehydrated. There it goes. Yeah, the more you do, the easier it becomes to tell which roots need to go and which can stay. If you want to take it a step further, you can give them a little soaky soak in some diluted hydrogen peroxide. Oh, and as you can see, there we go. This is a cutting. So there's his little cut from his mother plant, or I guess you can call this a clone. I don't know why they call it a clone. I guess it is because it's genetically identical to the plant that it was cut from, but I wouldn't personally call that a cloning process. You just call it a cutting, or Anyway, that's just me. Cool, we're going to plonk you back in the water. And now it is the dress turn. And here we go. Hello, there we go. Also good root, minimal rot. Yeah, we've got some squishy ones there. Just gonna cut that off and cut off any dark bits at the end. Like if a piece broke off and it left a bit of rot behind. Just there, you see that there? There, that guy. Cut it off. I have a 5-liter repurposed water bottle. I should actually take you on a little recycling or recycled bottle tour. But this is a 5-liter water bottle. I also love to use the 10-liter water bottles. And my absolute favorite is obviously the 2-liter Fair Cape milk bottle. Wow, do I have a lot of plants in a 2-liter Fair Cape milk bottle. But anyway, this is the 5-liter water bottle. And I think these nicely, uniform, I think they're almost perfectly square. Except for the rounded corners. I think these come from Woolworths, just in case anybody was wondering. So I've also got this one. This one is just a normal nursery pot. It is clear, and I have added additional drainage holes. So there we go. This one does not appear to be uncuttable, and it also appears to not be a cutting. It is indeed grown from the seed, which is, a little bit obvious. So we'll put him as low as possible. And then we shall fill him up. I think that's enough. I don't have the most substrate in the world, so I'm actually going to leave it like that. And then top it off with a little moss collar. Here's some moss mixed with rice hull mixed with perlite. So it's just those 3 things. And I just use it to kind of top off the substrate to hold moisture and humidity around the roots. And it also helps me, a chronic underwaterer. It prevents them from drying out too quickly, because they do in summer, and then they suffer, and then I feel bad. There we go. We have Pap Dress potted up in his new little home. Very lovely. Oh dear. Okay, well now that the camera's battery is a bit charged, the light looks absolutely horrendous, so I wonder if I should point him in this direction. Also not great at all. But anyway, we're going to go with this because we are running out of time, unfortunately. So my camera battery, as you know, rudely died on me, but no worries. I did pot these babies both up. They're nice and snug. And I do apologize. It is around 5 p.m. now, so everyone in this town is on their way home, driving up this main road. So we'll just call this traffic ASMR, alright? Because we have no other option, unfortunately, because we are indeed getting this video filmed today. So I'm moving these guys over because I want to do a little recycled pot idea tour that you may take and employ the use of yourselves, because recycling is amazing and we need more recycling desperately. So this one is a 5-liter water bottle. Every single recycled container that I have has a bunch of added drainage holes in the bottom, which I make with a soldering iron. You can get a soldering iron for 50 or 60 bucks at the Asia Mart style shops. Don't ever use it for actual soldering because it will not be good, but it'll be good for this purpose. And then most of my pots also have insulation tape around the edge of the cut rim, and that is to soften the very harshly cut rim. Otherwise it does damage the leaves, and it can also cut into your petioles, which you don't want. That's not very nice for the plants. Okay, so that is the 5-liter. And then let's go on to the 2-liter, which I did state is my favorite. This is a Fair Cape milk jug. They also make juice bottles. Juice bottle, milk bottle, whatever. This is it. 2 liters, and this one has a pot extender, if you can see there. It is half of a 300 ml cup. And yes, there is a leaf coming out of it. I made little accommodations for the leaf. And that just helps with extra rooting. It encourages more roots around the ever-growing stem. So yeah, that coaxes roots down into the bottom of the pot. So that is the 2-liter. And then I have something I call the double-decker. Oh, I like this one. This is a cute little guy. So his other leaves got quite knocked up in transit, but he has a beautiful emergent. Hopefully you can see that. Kind of not really in the focusing square, unfortunately. But this is the double-decker. And what this essentially is a 2-liter milk bottle with a second 2-liter milk bottle with its butt cut off, forced and hot glued on top of the first one. And they have lots of drainage holes, and I find that Anseria love lots of downward length for their roots. So that is why I employ the use of the double-decker recycled pot. And then on to my new favorite, which I am lovingly dubbing the cradle. We have this. Let me try and get you closer. You see? This is, again, a 2-liter milk bottle with a second 2-liter milk bottle that has been cut up the middle. Excuse me, sir. And then I have used that as like a moss pole situation. Let me come closer. Now my Warraquianum is on here. I wonder if this will be focusing. Let me... Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, no, it's very dark. What if I come from this direction? Oh, it's incredibly dark, and that's unfortunate. But yeah, this is the cradle. Perhaps I could adjust the settings. One moment. Okay, some heavily adjusted settings later. There is the Warrock on the cradle. So this is like a moss pole style venture. There we go. You can actually see that we have some nice rootage going on in here, or maybe you can't see because of the reflection, but there's a root in the back there, several roots coming out the side. And she's only been on here for just under a month, actually, and she's busy pushing a new leaf. Yes, I did tie her here with gift wrapping stuff, but you know, what are you going to do when you don't always have everything on you. All right, so that is the cradle. And yeah, this is just hot glue. Oh, there's actually a third bottle at the top there. So it's 1, 2, 3 bottles. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Excuse me. And then this, almost like a corset type vibe. So we've got 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. About 20 holes on each side made with the tip of a soldering iron. And then I use those to lace fishing gut through. And that holds the substrate in place. And this is substrate. and it is capped with moss. The moss is just there to hold the substrate in, otherwise it makes a horrible mess. Alright, so these are my very special babies that I do not like having outside whatsoever. So I'm going to, this might be very overexposed now because I changed settings. I'm going to love and leave you for now. Thank you so much for your viewership in this endeavor, and I shall think of something very cool to do in the next video, hopefully. Or I shall just answer some common Anthurium questions. Okay, love you, bye.